As long as you are outside my state, you will have creators, preservers, and destroyers. But once with me, you will know the self only and see yourself in all. In reality, I only look. Whatever is done on the stage. Joy and sorrow, life and death. They are all real to the man in bondage. To me, they are all in the show, as unreal as the show itself. At the root of my being is pure awareness, a speck of intense light. This speck, by its very nature, radiates and creates pictures in space and events in time, effortlessly and spontaneously. As long as it is merely aware, there are no problems. But when the discriminative mind comes into being and creates distinctions, pleasure and pain arise. Life creates everything, but the Supreme is beyond all. The Jñani seems to be a very lonely being, all by himself. He is alone, but he is all. He is not even a being. He is the beingness of all beings. Not even that. No words apply. He is what he is, the ground from which all grows. Everybody dies as he lives. I am not afraid of death, because I am not afraid of life. I live a happy life and shall die a happy death. Misery is to be born, not to die. All depends how you look at it. In my world, nobody is born and nobody dies. Some people go on a journey and come back. Some never leave. What difference does it make, since they travel in dreamlands, each wrapped up in his own dream? Only the waking up is important. It is enough to know the I am as reality and also love. The gospel of self-realization, once heard, will never be forgotten. Like a seed left in the ground, it will wait for the right season and sprout and grow into a mighty tree. Does not a Jñani feel sorrow when his child dies? Does he not suffer? He suffers with those who suffer. The event itself is of little importance, but he is full of compassion for the suffering being, whether alive or dead, in the body or out of it. After all, love and compassion are his very nature. He is one with all that lives, and love is that oneness in action. The Jñani is afraid of nothing, but he pities the man who is afraid. After all, to be born, to live, and to die is natural. To be afraid is not. What about the prayers for the dead? By all means, pray for the dead. It pleases them very much. They are flattered. The Jñani does not need your prayers. He is himself the answer to your prayers. How does the Jñani fare after death? The Jñani is dead already. Do you expect him to die again? There are no important events for a Jñani, except when somebody reaches the highest goal. Then only his heart rejoices. All else is of no concern. The entire universe is his body. All life is his life. As in a city of lights, when one bulb burns out, it does not affect the network. So the death of a body does not affect the whole. Anything you do for the sake of enlightenment takes you near. Anything you do without remembering enlightenment puts you off. But why complicate? Just know that you are above and beyond all things and thoughts. What you want to be, you are it already. Just keep it in mind. Keep in mind what I tell you. Desire nothing, for you lack nothing. The very seeking prevents you from finding. Life and death are all the same to me. Compassion and love are my very core. Void of all predilections, I am free to love. One can give food, clothes, shelter, knowledge, affection, but the highest gift is the gospel of enlightenment. Once you have it, nobody can take it away from you. The Supreme Reality manifests itself in innumerable ways. Infinite in number are its names and shapes. All arise, all merge in the same ocean. The source of all is one. Looking for causes and results is but the pastime of the mind. What is lovable. Love is not a result. It is the very ground of being. Wherever you go, you will find being, consciousness, and love. Why and what for make preferences? All happens as it happens. Calamities, whether natural or man-made, happen, and there is no need to feel horrified. In every event, the entire universe is reflected. The ultimate cause is untraceable. The very idea of causation is only a way of thinking and speaking. We cannot imagine uncaused emergence. The causes of perversity are also natural: heredity, environment, and so on. You are too quick to condemn. Do not worry about others. Deal with your own mind first. When you realize that your mind too is a part of nature, the duality will cease. Develop the witness attitude, and you will find in your own experience that detachment brings control. The state of witnessing is full of power. There is nothing passive about it. The new is the total denial of the old. The permissive new is not really new. It is but a new attitude of the old. The really new obliterates the old completely. The two cannot be together. There is but one self. It is always now. What you call the other self, old or new, is but a modality, another aspect of the one self. The self is single. You are that self, and you have ideas of what you have been or will be. But an idea is not the self. How can there be conflict between what is and what is not? Conflict is the characteristic of the old. When the new emerges, the old is no longer. Anything that implies a continuity, a sequence, a passing from stage to stage, cannot be real. There is no progress in reality. It is final, perfect, unrelated. You can do nothing to bring it about, but you can avoid creating obstacles. Watch your mind, how it comes into being, how it operates. As you watch your mind, you discover yourself as the watcher. When you stand motionless, only watching, you discover yourself as the light behind the watcher. The source of light is dark. Unknown is the source of knowledge. That source alone is. Go back to that source and abide there. It is neither in the sky nor in the all-pervading ether. God is all that is great and wonderful. I am nothing, have nothing, can do nothing. Yet all comes out of me. The source is me. The root, the origin is me. When reality explodes in you, you may call it experience of God, or rather, it is God experiencing you. God knows you when you know yourself. Reality is not the result of a process. It is an explosion. It is definitely beyond the mind, but all you can do is to know your mind well. Not that the mind will help you, but by knowing your mind, you may avoid your mind disabling you. You have to be very alert, or else your mind will play false with you. It is like watching a thief. Not that you expect anything from a thief, but you do not want to be robbed. In the same way, you give a lot of attention to the mind without expecting anything from it. Treating everything as a dream liberates. As long as you give reality to dreams, you are their slave. By imagining that you are born as so-and-so, you become a slave to the so-and-so. The essence of slavery is to imagine yourself to be a process, to have past and future, to have history. In fact, we have no history. We are not a process. We do not develop nor decay. Also, see all as a dream and stay out of it. I am calling you back to yourself. All I ask you is to look at yourself, towards yourself, into yourself. To what purpose? You live, you feel, you think. By giving attention to your living, feeling, and thinking, you free yourself from them and go beyond them. Your personality dissolves and only the witness remains. Then you go beyond the witness. Do not ask how it happens. Consciousness does not shine by itself. It shines by a light beyond it. Having seen the dreamlike quality of consciousness, look for the light in which it appears, which gives it being. There is the content of consciousness, as well as the awareness of it. Experience is of change. It comes and goes. Reality is not an event. It cannot be experienced. It is not perceivable in the same way as an event is perceivable. If you wait for an event to take place, for the coming of reality, you will wait forever. For reality never comes, nor goes. It is to be perceived, not expected. It is not to be prepared for and anticipated. But the very longing and search for reality is the movement, operation, action of reality. All you can do is to grasp the central point, that reality is not an event and does not happen, and whatever happens, whatever comes and goes, is not reality. Neither action, nor feeling, nor thought express reality. There is no such thing as an expression of reality. You are introducing a duality where there is none. Only reality is. There is nothing else. All happens as it needs, yet nothing happens. I do what seems to be necessary, but at the same time I know that nothing is necessary, that life itself is only make-believe. Nothing is done by me. Everything just happens. I do not expect. I do not plan. I just watch events happening, knowing them to be unreal. They just happen. To me, nothing ever happens. There is something changeless, motionless, immovable, rock-like, unassailable, a solid mass of pure being, consciousness bliss. I am never out of it. Nothing can take me out of it. No torture, no calamity. If I understand you rightly, this state did not come by cultivation. There was no coming. It was so, always. There was discovery, and it was sudden. Just as at birth you discover the world suddenly, as suddenly I discovered my real being. Is your condition permanent or intermittent? Absolutely steady. Whatever I may do, it stays like a rock, motionless. Once you have awakened into reality, you stay in it. A child does not return to the womb. It is a simple state, smaller than the smallest, bigger than the biggest. It is self-evident, and yet beyond description. Is there a way to it? Everything can become a way, provided you are interested. Just puzzling over my words and trying to grasp their full meaning is a sadhana quite sufficient for breaking down the wall. You are quite capable of crossing over. Only be sincere. By what is the Jñani recognized? There are no distinctive marks of a jnana. Only ignorance can be recognized, not jnana. nor does a Jñani claim to be something special. All those who proclaim their own greatness and uniqueness are not Jñanis. They are mistaking some unusual development for realization. The Jñani shows no tendency to proclaim himself to be a Jñani. He considers himself to be perfectly normal, true to his real nature. Proclaiming oneself to be an omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent deity is a dear sign of ignorance. The words of a Jñani have the power of dispelling ignorance and darkness in the mind. It is not the words that matter, but the power behind them. What is that power? The power of conviction, based on personal realization, on one's own direct experience. If the seeker is earnest, the light can be given. The light is for all and always there, but the seekers are few, and among those few, those who are ready are very rare. Ripeness of heart and mind is indispensable. You see, I was so attuned to my Guru, so completely trusting him. There was so little of resistance in me that it all happened easily and quickly. But not everybody is so fortunate. Laziness and restlessness often stand in the way, and until they are seen and removed, the progress is slow. All those who have realized on the spot, by mere touch, look, or thought, have been ripe for it, but such are very few. The majority needs some time for ripening. Sadhana is accelerated ripening. Integrity will take you to reality. When all the false self-identifications are thrown away, what remains is all-embracing love. Get rid of all ideas about yourself, even of the idea that you are God. No self-definition is valid. When you demand nothing of the world, nor of God, when you want nothing, seek nothing, expect nothing, then the Supreme State will come to you uninvited and unexpected. Stay open and quiet, that is all. What you seek is so near you that there is no place for a way. Don't concern yourself with others. Take care of yourself. Remember that you are. Life is seeking. One cannot help seeking. When all search ceases, it is the Supreme State. It is a timeless state, ever present. Sadhana is a search for what to give up. Empty yourself completely. Self-remembrance, awareness of I am, ripens him powerfully and speedily. Give up all ideas about yourself and simply be.